Colin's brother. He's 2 years older than me. Uh, Middle of three. Colin went out to a party one night and um, walked out at about 1:33 a.m. Just no one heard from him. No one really saw him. When I heard the news, I was at my friend's house. I was playing video games, and my friend kind of like called my name and was like, "Hey, did you see this on Facebook?" And one of his friends had asked if anybody had seen Colin.
I surmised that Colin was missing because he didn't come home that night. And then when I started calling his friends and they had no idea where he was, that's when I grew concerned and started looking.
You know, it was first he wasn't there, and then wasn't here, wasn't there, wasn't anywhere, and then all of a sudden we realized where he was, and then I got nervous.
Just found his ID and personal belonging on the road, and that was the last of him.
Well, the main search lasted a week. We went for 5 weeks after that, I think.
Started looking for Colin probably about 1 o'clock, and we had 40 people.
The DEC search, you click on it, and it says 5,200 miles.
Next thing you know, we had the state police here that night with dogs getting t-shirts and whatnot to go look for Colin, and then the next couple days there was 400 people that showed up to help.
Not including the people that were between the GPSs, which were 15 to 20 people. So 75 to 100,000 miles were walked in that grid. Pretty amazing when you think about it that way.
It was kind of crazy having the whole community just kind of come together, seeing like an entire town just collaborate and just work to just help a family in need.
Overwhelming. Surreal. Crazy. Awesome.
It was kind of astonishing just looking at the pictures and, you know, every day in school, having people come up to me and telling me I have their support. GWO is this funny thing that's kind of become a badge almost. It's something Colin came up with when he was in high school with his friends about how he was going to take over the world.
He was going to be the go-to guy for the president and world leaders. He was going to be the guy that everybody went to help solve their problems. But the premise, that was part of it. But the best part of it was he was going to take care of all his family. He's going to take care of his brothers, his mom and dad, and all his close friends. And he was going to make sure that we were all taken care of for and wanted for nothing. But he was also wanted to make sure that that happened throughout the world, that there was peace, there was kindness, that there was water, there was food, it was the whole thing. It wasn't just about, it was about family, but it was about just taking care of stuff.
My favorite memories with Colin was probably like just my whole childhood. Like really just every day, just spending, I mean, he was my brother, he was my best friend. It was just every day I was playing with him outside, whether it was basketball, you know, Guns N' Robbers, football, soccer, baseball, wiffle ball, anything.
Definitely the day at Gore. We got down there and the snow banks kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger all the way down, and we finally got there and the snow banks were like 3 feet high, and we were riding the chair to the top of the mountain. He's like, "Dad, what are we going to do with all this powder?"
Spirit Week at high school, where he won everything.
I said, "Well, we're going to start on this side, where we always do, and if you do well with the powder, we'll ski every single trail across the top of the mountain." He was like, "Even the double diamonds?" I was like, "Absolutely."
Being a little boy and sitting in the dog dish, because he was so small. Measuring himself repeatedly to see if he grew even 1/8 of an inch.
And we did. he got the hang of the powder and after a couple runs, and we skied every single trail on the top of Gore that day, even the double diamonds. And we had a blast.
Well, his best physical feature was probably his smile. I kind of have the same one. It's just kind of a goofy grin. You know, every time he flashes it, he's just, telling a joke or everything's going to be okay.
He's articulate, intelligent, and had an amazing memory.
His sense of humor. Yeah, smart ass. Quick with a joke. He'll light up your smoke.
I always told him he should be doing pre-law instead of pre-med because he never lost an argument.
Colin's favorite thing to do, he loved to be around people and just meet people and include people and make people laugh. He was such a people pleaser. More than anything else, he just loved to make people happy.
Break your balls. Push your buttons. See what reaction he could get out of you. One word that comes to mind with Colin was genuine. You knew where you stood with him.
I would just say intelligent.
Whether he was breaking your balls or telling you he loved you.
He always knew. He was always 10 steps ahead of everybody else. He always knew what to say. He always had a joke. He always had a quick wit.
Shit. And as he was a little shit, then he grew into the shit.
Oh, the community has been overly positive. They have never been negative. They've been always supportive.
I was at work in the town over, and I heard a girl over talking about how a kid went to a party and never came back.
Just read some Facebook posts today about, very positive, warm, loving, encouraging.
I knew instantly it was about my brother, and just knowing that the kids are aware of what happens at these parties and just the awareness of it is just really, it's good. It's a good feeling to know that, his stories has a positive influence too.
Overall, the community is very positive and really looking forward to Colin coming home so we can have a celebration.
To the class, I hope your dreams take you to the corner of your smiles, to the heights of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special place your heart has ever known. Thank you.